Hi, in this video I'm going to design static Internetworks and I'm going to configure it using the command line interface. So I have here my routing table information that I'll be using for the project, and I have Cisco packet tracer open. So the first thing I will do is to set up the host computers, and I will do that by clicking here and selecting one of these devices, either a PC or a laptop, server, but I will use a laptop for this project. So I will select that and I will start designing the network. Okay, so I have that ready. The next thing I will do is to set up the switches, and I will click here. Now select one of the switches here, and I will use the 2960 switch for each network. Next, I will set up the routers, and this is the route. These are the routers here, and I will go with 2901. Okay, so the next thing that I will do is to connect the devices, but before I do that, I will need to close this space here on the router, and to do that I need to turn it off first. It's hard to see now. If I zoom in, you can see that it's on, so I'll turn it off, and then I'll close here first, and I'll turn it back on, and I'll repeat the process for each router. Okay, so now I can connect each device and each router. The first thing I will do is to connect the devices to the switch. To do that, I'll select here, and I'll select the straight through cable, and then I will connect to the Ethernet, the fast Ethernet from the host computer to the switch. Is the same thing, fast Ethernet. And I will repeat the process for each of them. Next, I will connect the switches to the routers using the same cable and the same interface from the switch, the fast Ethernet, but to the router I will change it to serial. No, I'm sorry. To the router it's gigabit Ethernet. Okay, so now from each router to the next, I will use the DCE cable here, and I'm going to use the serial for that. Okay, so I have my network ready. The next step that I will take is to assign an IP address for each router, and first for the host computers. So to do that, I'll click here. I'll click on each host computer, desktop, IP configuration, and then I will enter the information that I have here. So for the first laptop is PC0 all the way to the last one. So yeah. So that will be for the default gateway, which will be this router. Okay, so I'm done with the host computers. Next, I'm going to assign IP addresses to the routers, and I'm going to use the command line interface for that. So click on that in CLI, then no, enable, so over here I'm going to go to this interface first. That will be gigabit 0/0. So interface G44 like that, then IP address. So the IP address here is going to be the default gateway that we put on these devices here. So if you remember, that will be this default gateway here, 192.168.1.1. So put that there. And subnet is 255. And then no shut to turn it on. As we can see, the light is green. So next, we're going to go to this interface here. That will be the serial interface. So we exit that interface, and then we go to interface S4, and then IP add 10. Default is 255.4, and then no shut. So that's it for that for now. So close it, go to this router, it's the same process. No, enable config G, and first we go to this interface. 2.1. Oh, no shot. So that will be that. Because we use the 2.1 here, that right there, that's the same default gateway that we put here. They have to match, so that's what we have. Same with this computer here, because they are on the same network. Like that. So now we go to this interface. So first we exit, and then we go to interface S00 IP add 10.0.0.2.5.0.0. No shot, and no shot here. So you can see the light and green. That means there's a both on. So next we go to this interface right here. Actually, we don't need to exit the interface once you enter, but the proper way is to exit. So I'm just going to exit, and then interface S001 IP add 11.0.0.1 255.0.0.0. No shot. Okay, so that's it for that router for now. Next we go to this router. So we did the process. Enable config T and interface G/O IPR 192.168.3.1 2.5. Oh, no shot. Okay, so that's it from here. Now we go here. Interface S4 IPR 11.0.0.2.255. No shot. If I enter here, you see this will turn on. The red will change to green. So you watch. There you go. So it's now going. So next, we're going to this interface right here. So we exit first, but you don't have to exit. If I enter interface S01, it should automatically change the interface. Yep. So IP add 4.2.1.2.5.0.0. No shot. And that's it for this router for now. Now on the last router, enable config G interface G/O IPR 192.168.1.255.0. No shot. Next we go to this interface here. Interface S000 IPR 12.0.0.0. No shot. So as you can see, they are on. Okay, so now we have our connection on. They are all connected, but there's no communication. For example, if I try to ping this laptop from here. Let's say I want to ping that laptop, which will be 192.168.4.1. that will be this laptop. You can verify that. Actually, it's 2. Yeah, the 1 is the default degree, so 2. Sorry, like that. So that's that laptop right here. So when we think that it's gonna be unreachable right there, so as you can see, destination is unreachable. Now the reason is that we have not established a route for it. We need to establish a route for the network, for the routers to be able to know how to. We need to establish protocol that we can follow. So to do that, we're going to configure a static routing. We are going to start from this router here. So click it, same process. Not same process, but click on that router, and then so right now we are in a global configuration mode, so we need to be in privilege mode to set up the routing configuration. So we exit and then IP route. So first we enter this network here, the whole network, which will be 192.168.2.0 and then 255.255.0, and then we enter the next hub. The next hub is right here. Basically, the next hub is the interface that is directly connected to the router that we are configuring from. So in this case, our next hub is this IP address here. So we enter the IP address, which will be 10.0.0.2, and then enter. So we do the same thing for each network. So the next network is, you enter the same thing, but you can just scroll up and then you change the network to 3, which will be this network here. And then the next hub is the same, because we are using the same next hub for each of these networks. So you enter, do the same thing for this network, scroll up, and then you change the network to 4 here, and then you enter. So that's it for that one. So we close that, we go to this network. So we then establish the route for it as well. First we enter here, we exit the global configuration mode, and then first we enter this network. So IP route 192.168.1.0, which is the whole network, and then we enter the subnet mask, and then the next hub. So if we go to this network, our next hub here is this interface, which will be 10.0.0.1. Enter. So next, now here, this is where you need to be careful. So our next hub, now we are going to turn to this network here. So we scroll up, but we change the next hub here because we are going this way, and our next hub is going to be this interface right here. So that will be 11.2. So 11.0.0.2, and the network is going to change as well. So first for this network, which will be 3. So we enter, and then we repeat it, but this time, so the next hub is gonna stay the same for these two networks, but the network has to change here to 4. Enter. So that will be it for that network. So we close it, we go to this router here. So we exit the global configuration mode. Now we are in the privilege mode. So first we start with this side, and IP route. First this network 192.168.2.0 255.255.255.0, and the next hub from here is this one here, which will be 11.0.0.1. Then we enter. So we repeat for this network. So scroll up, then the next hub stays the same because we are using the same next hub for both networks, but we change the network. So the network here is going to be 1, which is this one. Then we enter. Then we're going to go to this network. We're going to set up the routing for this network. So scroll up, and carefully the next hub is going to change because we are going to this direction. Therefore our next hub is going to be this one here. So that will be 12.0.0.2, and then the network is going to change as well to did I make a mistake? So our network here is gonna be to oh yeah, that's correct. So our network is gonna be to 4 because I will represent this network, and then we enter. So that's it. Close that. So now we are on this network. We're going to set up routing for that as well. So first I will exit IP route. First this network 192.168.3.0 255.255.255.0, and then we enter the next hub, which is this one here, 12.0.0.1. Enter. Repeat. The next hub stays the same for all of them, so we only change the network to represent this one, and that will be true here. Then we enter. Now we repeat same next hub, and we change the network to represent this one, so change this to 1. So that will be for this network, and then we enter. So that's it. So we close it. So that's it. We are done with the static configuration. Now we go back to the thinking that we did earlier. Right here, as you can see here, before we did the configuration, the destination was unreachable. Now let's try one more time. Scroll up, and then they're going to ping the same device here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see there's a response. That means the configuration is correct. So yeah, it's perfect. There's no, well, we got for packet loss, but if we repeat it, it should be right away perfectly. Yeah, so the packet was lost at first because it happens, it's normal for the configuration when it's new, but over here it's 0 packet loss, so that means it's correct. So let's say we want to ping this laptop from here, from the same laptop here. So I want to ping this laptop, which will be 192.168.2.2. That will be that laptop. And let me ping it and see what happens. That will be 2.2 like that. Enter. As you can see, there's a response. So that means the configuration is correct. So let's try from here to maybe here. So this device here is 192.168.1.1.13. So I'm gonna ping that from here. 192.168.1.3. Okay, so that means there's a connection. Alright, that's it.